It's really quiet, for now. I walk back towards the camp. I slowly approach the small structure in the heat. There's shade. I took a step forward. Then something moved. Oh! I flinched as I heard the voice. No, I didn't see anyone. He stepped into view. You're not the one I bought. As he began to take steps toward me, I instinctually took matching steps backward. You don't look like you could run very far at all. The steps started getting faster. I need to leave now. I turned on my heel as he leaned into a sprint. I ran away from the camp. I could hear his heavy footsteps behind me. Fuck. What was I thinking? I was already so exhausted. I gulped and ran harder. My body was pulling from some kind of energy I didn't know about. He's not giving up. I kept running, squeezing my eyes shut and sweating. He's right behind me. Stumble. I kept going. I'm slowing down, aren't I? A hand grasped at my flimsy shirt, brushing it. Panic and running faster. I have to. Everything hurt, and the heat made the air feel thick. How is he still only just behind me? A hand swiping at my back again. My brain is screaming to run, but my body is beginning to disobey. My legs falter. Another swipe. The same distance. He's playing with me. This is a game. The realization comes to my legs, and they crumple under me. I was driven painfully into the sand by his body weight. I can't. I was so dizzy from the heat and running that I barely noticed as he turned my limp body over to face him. Caught you. I gasped for air, completely unable to get my body to move. His hands wrapped around my neck. No. His grip tightened, and I tried to fight, but I could barely lift my arms. He leaned in close. You're making this really easy for me. I choked on my last wheeze. I couldn't breathe. I grabbed uselessly at his arms. They may as well have been made of rock. I could only lie there as my lungs pulled again and again at the inside of my chest. His hands kept tightening. No amount of panic could move my body now. I laid there under him as mercifully, and dizziness stalled out the rest of any other sensation. The sun. I walked down to the fissure. I sighed with relief as I slid into a small shredded alcove to get out of the sun. I climbed up the highest part of the hill. A breeze flowed past. I can pretty much see all around. No signs of civilization at all. Well, nothing but that little camp I woke up in. I cautiously approached the camp. It doesn't look like anyone is here. Are they really all gone? I entered the shaded area. I heard a footstep and tried to turn around. The metallic crack of a metal bat rang through the air as I was sent sprawling. I registered the pain only after I hit the ground. I tensed up from the agony that spread out from the back of my legs. Before I could move, a knee landed sharply on my back. Why did you come back here? He grabbed my wrists and wrenched them together behind me. Are you actually that stupid? I heard a quick zip noise and felt a painfully tight binding of a plastic tie. Well, Wait. Let me guess. You thought you were gonna look through our supplies and find a way out of here, right? Like we just leave that shit around. His laughter slowly died down as he yanked me by the arm across the sand. I tried to struggle out of his grip, but he just adjusted around my efforts and dumped me a little ways away from the camp. He abruptly flipped me over to face him. I bought the dumbest one. But don't worry, I like the dumb ones. He stood up and walked back into the camp. I was planning on saving these for the end, but what do we say we do some celebrating, just the two of us? I tried to start moving away, but I couldn't get up fast enough with my hands tied behind my back. He returned, kneeling in front of me. In his hands, some kind of little tube. Confusion quickly changed to fear as I watched him pull out a lighter and start flicking it. What is that? It's called a gerb. What? I yelled in surprise as the pain of a bright light sent sparks all over my body. My yelp turned into screaming as the screeching explosive threw more and more sparks burning my skin. I curled in on myself as sparks finally died down. My skin. I couldn't even move my arms to touch my injuries. I whimpered in pain as I saw him moving. Not bad. For a start. Please. Okay. Let's make the next one more interesting. Lay back. I gasped as he shoved me backwards onto the sand. My arms were tied uncomfortably underneath me. How long do you think I can hold this one? What? Stop! What was he grabbing? I couldn't see. Come on! How long? Let me go. Fine. You don't gotta place a bet. He finally came back into view. A long string with fireworks attached all down the side dangled above me. What? I saw the flicker of a lighter again and began to panic. Wait! He lit the bottom of the fireworks. A second later, the bottom tubes began to explode. I cried out and tried to block my body with my legs despite the awkward position. The small explosions burned my legs and filled my nose with the smell of burning metal. I closed my eyes and choked on a sob that was drowned out by the loud cracks. Whoops. The rest of the exploding fireworks fell down onto my torso and face. I screamed as the explosions burned my already damaged body. I writhed and tried to get it off me as Derek howled with laughter. I kept shaking long after the popping stopped. Wow. I didn't think I'd drop it that fast. But you just started making those cute noises, and I couldn't concentrate. Honestly, it's your fault. I have to get away from him. I tried turning on my side and getting to my knees. Hey, come on. We're not done yet. I cried as he grabbed me and turned me back over, scraping my burnt flesh. Oh, fuck. Wait here. I couldn't move if I tried. I sobbed into the sand. Everything hurt so much. I heard his footsteps and raised my head. I stiffened when I saw what he was carrying. Duct tape and a ring gag. No. He grabbed my head and pried apart my teeth with careless force. He jammed the metal ring into my mouth, forcing it open. I tried to pull away in vain as he fastened it around my head. He pulled my shoulders until I was propped up on my knees. I had a pretty good idea of what his intention was. However, my expectations were clouded with terrified confusion as he brandished a large knife. I tried to shuffle backwards as he grabbed my underwear. I froze as he easily cut them off me. Modesty was far from my mind, which was far more concerned with trying to figure out why. Why would he? Panic exploded again as he produced a firecracker. I tried to yell to tell him to stop, but the gag keeping my mouth open only let me make awkward, scared noises. He held my shoulder as his other hand searched between my legs. He looked into my eyes as his finger violated me. He relished my fear as he pushed the firecracker inside me. I realized with disgust that he was already panting. Let's see who explodes first. I empathetically shook my head, trying everything to get him to stop. He lit the fuse. Now! He grabbed a fist of my hair and kept my face close as he unzipped. He pulled his cock out and rubbed it on my tear-streaked face as I trembled. I screamed through the gag as the firecracker exploded inside me. Whoa! He held my shaking, sobbing head against himself as he spoke. I thought that would take longer. I felt like I was going to pass out from the pain. Blood was running down my legs. Did it hurt? He moaned as he pushed the tip of his cock into my pried-open mouth without waiting for any kind of answer. My sobs immediately turned into chokes as he pushed deeper. Fuck. I couldn't move. He held onto my head tightly with both hands and pushed into my throat as I choked. Pain throbbed from my core. He began to move, thrusting as I began to lose connection with reality. Pain, fear, and the effort of trying to breathe between his movements was too much. The pulsing got a little further away. Hey! He shook my head and slapped me. I turned my bleary eyes up at him, which seemed to satisfy him. He moaned over me, drinking in my pain. He pulled my face against him and buried himself deep into my throat. I barely had the strength to gag. I couldn't breathe. He moved only slightly enough to pleasure himself without pulling out. I couldn't breathe. Some base survival instinct awakened enough energy to make me fight his grip, trying to pull my head away. You can breathe after I come. Something inside me seemed to finally break and fade away. Tears rolled down my face as he moaned and bucked. The sounds he made seemed far away again. I didn't seem to register the time between him finally pulling out and my own coughing gasps for air. I fell to the ground, motionless. Was time still passing? One more thing. Open wide. He shouted something into my mouth, which was still forced open. Pressed duct tape over my open mouth. I didn't fight him. Jeez, I really busted you, huh? Come on, you can at least try to have a little fun. I heard the flick of a lighter one last time as a fuse leading into my mouth was lit. I closed my eyes. This time, I didn't even hear it explode.